Trevor, you said last night one of the things you had to do was to stay out of the penalty box. You found a way today. Did you work on it this morning? Did you talk to them? What was it?
You know what? A lot of times you hear coaches say you're taking too many penalties. There's nothing you can really work on. You want your team to play hard. You want them to play physical, but you've got to play discipline. The good thing about our group, I don't think we have to say a whole lot when it comes to things that are pretty obvious. So I like the way we played tonight. That was a hard-fought game, 3 games in 4 days. After coming off 3 games in 3 nights, I was happy with the pace of our game.
6 out of a possible 8 points in the last 4 games. What is this team doing well?
Well, I think they're starting to realize how they have to play to have success. It's not going to be a fancy game every night. This is a tough league. You've got to find a way to be hard to play against every night, and that's not just about being physical. It's not just about hitting. It's about playing the game the right way, and I think we've got to become accustomed to how our team needs to play to have success, and that's wearing teams down and getting momentum onto our side.
Shinkaruk had the hat trick, but Gaunce, a couple of really slick passes. How about his play?
He was good tonight. Gaunce was good. Hunter obviously had a good game. We had a lot of good efforts tonight. We've got some guys in that room that are playing banged up, and I was happy with how we came out and performed.
Defense played very, very well when you consider Biega wasn't on the ice, and then you lose Sotner early on, so those guys had to really come through big.
They did. When you get down to 5D early, and you're at the tail end of 6 games in was it 9 nights or something like that. You're asking your D to log a lot of minutes, and I thought they all played well.
Friesen, that a healthy scratch?
No.
Okay.
No. Friesen's been playing really good hockey. He was another guy that was banged up, needed a day off, needed a night off, couldn't play. Definitely not a healthy scratch.
All right, and Biega? Is he headed up?
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
How do you think Markstrom looked tonight?
I thought he looked good. Looked sharp. I thought he was a little more track the pucks a little better tonight. Obviously, I think our team played a strong game in front of him, but he looked like the Markey of old.
Brendan, another big night for you. What's going well for you? You think, having been up, scoring your first NHL goal, has that had a positive influence on your confidence or what?
I don't know if the goal did, but I think just seeing that I can play at the highest level in the world, and I think coming here I wanted to show the confidence that I had up there and be able to play the right way here. And obviously the last 2 games it's just by chance the offense has been happening, but I thought before I went up I was creating chances, we just weren't scoring on them.
Both, what would you have said to Shinkaruk and/or Zaleski had they not potted those goals?
I mean, it happens. Shinky's was obviously it kind of landed right before his stick, so it bounced a bit, and he had a good finish. And then Z, it came a little inside, so it was good that he finished it. But I think they would have been more down on themselves if they missed than I would have been.
I mean, those were good picks on your part. You're seeing these guys pretty well. The possibilities. I mean, those were slick passes.
Yeah, the first one I kind of saw him backdoor, but I saw the 2 sticks there, so I knew I had to put it in the air. And then Mike's, we talked about it actually in the second because we had a play where he went up to Johnny and he missed it and it went out of the zone. So we just talked about if I get it behind the net, just try to beat your man back, and obviously it worked out pretty well.
Now that you've had some time to think about it, tell us what was going through your head. Well, going through your head during your first NHL goal.
I didn't know first it went in. I thought it kind of went in the corner, and then I obviously heard some guys cheering, so I kind of knew it went in the net. And I don't think anything really different went through my head. I know it was a big moment in my life, and after the game it meant a lot. But I think during the game I was still focused on playing well because it was only my second game, and I had to play well.
Where's that puck right now?
It is in Vancouver. They're actually putting it with the game sheet in a little plaque.
Great. Let's get back to tonight's game. Didn't get off to the greatest start. It was a little hairy there in the beginning. What turned it around? Because all of a sudden it really did start to click.
Yeah, well, they came into town last night, and they obviously didn't have a game, and we had a pretty hard-fought game last night against Toronto. So we were obviously wanted this better start, but we knew we were going to come after it a little bit, and obviously we had Markey in net, and he stood pretty tall at the start of the game for us, and that built our confidence.
Looking back on the Toronto shootout loss, is it easier to brush off a shootout loss than it is maybe even an overtime or regulation loss?
I mean, anytime you lose in OT or shootout, it's kind of a crapshoot. Either it can go either way, and we had our good chances in overtime. Me personally, I had one that I probably should have scored on, and it's just those things happen in the game, and they're first place team for a reason. And I thought we competed really well against them and showed to ourselves that we can play against the best teams.
Hunter, great game tonight. How does it feel? Getting another hat trick under your belt.
Yeah, it feels great. Obviously it's pretty exciting whenever you get a chance to get a hat trick in games. So, it was a fun night. There's a lot of players that made a lot of great plays to allow me to get that. So, it was a great team game.
It started out a little bit slow. They get that first goal, and then it's come back quick with 3 quick goals. What was the big difference there?
Yeah, I think that's just the resiliency of our team. They got a quick one on us, and that game in Toronto, we thought we did a lot of good things, and to start off like that isn't exactly what we wanted, but we regrouped on the bench. We had a great leadership group that kind of calmed us down, and we were able to get a few past our goalie.
How about Markstrom tonight? Second start to conditioning. How do you look?
He looks great. You can see the first game. He hasn't played for so long. It would be like anyone, but at the end, and from the second period and in the Toronto game to now, he's been unbelievable. We saw him last year. He's an exceptional goalie, and he was the same tonight. So it's fun to have him back, but we got 2 great goalies, so it's cool to have them both.